centers. Firstly, I'd like to give my anumodana to all of you that have given up your personal pleasures and ease to come together here to learn about Dhamma. This self-sacrifice for the greater benefit is an important fundamental virtue. Each person that is part of a social group needs to have consideration, kindness, and sharing towards each other, and needs to give up the mind that is selfish and inconsiderate. This virtue of self-sacrifice tends to attract good friends and gain thoughtfulness from others. And this also builds one's character to see the benefit of the group over personal benefit. In whatever social group there are many of these people, then that social group will have prosperity because there is self-sacrifice and a lack of selfishness. If there is one person who is selfish, then this creates trouble and worries in that social group. And if there is many of these selfish people coming together, then that social group will have no happiness at all. Even in a small social group like a family unit, each person needs to have self-sacrifice, helping each other out and putting aside finances that have been earned through hard work and difficulty for ordinary uses and for emergency situations. We will notice that the person who has a lot of virtue in their heart will have this quality of self-sacrifice of the highest type. They won't just see something that needs to be done and just let go of it. This we can see quite easily. For example, for the monks, if going to chanting pujas, then each monk goes to chant, so they have to be determined to chant, not just let their friends use up all their energy to chant alone. It's not that we just let one particular monk chant and we sit there indifferently. Here, we aren't really coming to chant. Instead, we are taking from the prosperity of the chanting pujas. Each person needs to have self-sacrifice. And when it comes the time to do monastery duties and communal work, then we have to have this quality of self-sacrifice. We go do the work together. We put down the other personal things that we have to do and do the group work first. This is called putting down selfishness and doing things for the benefit of the group. When people have a mind of self-sacrifice, then whichever place these people are, that social group will have only growth and prosperity. This self-sacrifice is important, and this must be taught to small children as well. The adults can be a good examples in this to train children in developing this wealth of self-sacrifice little by little. This is very important. And we can see that the lay people that come to practice Dhamma here on this meditation retreat, they have the good intention to give up their personal pleasures and come to the monastery to practice 7 or 9 days like this. This Singapore Malaysia retreat group have self-sacrifice already. They have rules and the schedule of the retreat that have been set, and they have the discipline to follow them. They practice noble silence, not speaking to each other as well. They also help out with the work of the monastery. Each person is fully willing to have self-sacrifice. This is an important foundation for our meditation and Dhamma practice. And when we have sacrificed like this already, then the higher thing that we must sacrifice is the thinking, thoughts, and disturbances in the mind. We try to give them up by practicing meditation. We do this by establishing sati, or mindfulness. Mindfulness is this quality of recollection. Sampajanya is the clear comprehension of oneself. So when we have sati and sampajanya, then wisdom will come. This is the knowing awareness that will win over the thinking, thoughts, and disturbances in the mind. When the feelings of love, hate, like, dislike arise in the mind, we need to rely on mindfulness, this quality that can have recollection, and sampajanya, this clear comprehension to know what arises in the mind. This is what will look after our minds. When these qualities are well established, then this will move us forward, onwards towards the peace in the heart. The more sati and sampajanya we have, the better. There is nothing bad about it, and it gives great benefit to Dhamma practice. Whatever lineage we practice with, whether it is from Burma, Thailand, or Sri Lanka, it just comes together in this Satipatthana Sutta. Like in Thailand, there is a Vipassana insight-style meditation, or the meditation on Rupa Nama, body and mind. These all come down to Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana, the form, feelings, perception, mental formations, and consciousness that we call the 5 khandhas, or the 5 aggregates. We have sati and sampajanya to know in time that these 5 khandhas are not me or mine. The 5 khandhas is the physical form. The Vedana is the feelings of happiness and suffering in the body and mind. Sanya is the perceptions and memories. Sankhara are these mental formations. This Chitta Sankhara is the mental proliferations when the mind goes out. Sometimes they are good thoughts, sometimes bad thoughts. These are mental formations, but they aren't the mind itself. They are different things. The thoughts are one thing, and the mind is another thing. They are 2 different things, like oil and water. They are different. But the mind that has delusion attaches to good thoughts as our thoughts, and that the bad thoughts are our thoughts. That is, it attaches to these mental formations. That is all. It attaches to the thoughts. That is one of the 5 aggregates that makes up a self. Here, the Buddha had asked the 5 ascetics, Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana, is it a self? They answered no. Is it happiness or suffering? It is suffering. When these 5 khandhas or 5 aggregates are impermanent, they are suffering. They are of the nature to change. Then should one attach to it as a self or mine? The 5 ascetics said that they should not attach to it, and at the same time attaining to become arahants. This is pointing to us that we have to have the mindfulness to know the chitta sankhara, the thoughts, thinking, proliferation, know it as it is. What is this quality of mindfulness? It is a mental object of a meritorious type. So therefore, the Noble Eightfold Path that we are developing, it is still a mental formation of the meritorious type. Although later we will need to put this down as well, now we must first practice and make the Noble Eightfold Path factors full, and then we can put it down. So here we practice Dhamma first. We must develop Sati and Samadhi. Sati and Sampajanya, the more we have, the better it is. It is the Dhamma that has great benefit. In regards to Samadhi, we need to train the mind to develop this concentration or stillness. But we need to be careful too, and reflect and think often on this quality of self-sacrifice. Even when going to practice alone, one can reflect that one sacrifices personal conveniences for the benefit of others. Then there will be merit arising in our hearts. And this merit we make doesn't have to be just to the monks. Sometimes we can give food to animals, like dogs. Maybe we see that they don't have food to eat. They look thin, and we can feed them and feel happy. For example, there was once one man who came to the monastery who was the head of the group in offering a sanghadana. He saw a starving dog in the monastery and he felt very concerned. Why is this dog so skinny? Why is no one looking after it? The man had metta, loving kindness, and concern, and quickly went to buy food and gave it to that dog to eat until it was full. And then the man had a lot of happiness and joy at his act of giving. So he said, for the others to go offer the Sanghadana because he was already happy and content with his merit in his heart. This merit had arisen when he had helped an animal that is in difficulty. This is not easy to do as well. It comes from a mind that has metta and compassion. So the person who has self-sacrifice has metta and compassion as a foundation in their mind. This is a lot of merit because they see the group benefit over personal benefit. This type of person is hard to find in the world. And when we look at this quality of samadhi, this firm and concentrated mind, what is this like? If one has concentration in stealing others' belongings or to steal and rob, then this type of concentration is not of a correct type. A cat can have mindfulness that is concentrated to catch a mouse, but this isn't samma sati, right mindfulness. It's not samma samadhi, right concentration. Samma samadhi is the firm mind that is imbued with benefit. The firm mind that is imbued with benefit becomes a supportive strength in our practice. Because when we have a firm mind that is at a good level, a good strength of mind, then we have the mindfulness to contemplate. What do we contemplate? Is this body a self, a me or mine? The thoughts that proliferate in the mind, is it me or mine? We will know that this isn't me or mine. We can see that it arises, stays, and then passes away. But with samadhi, we must be careful too, as there are many levels. Khanika samadhi is a small and momentary samadhi or concentration. We have some peace which arises and then it passes away. Upajjhara samadhi is a greater sense of calm and peace, where the mind almost doesn't think of anything. Here there is a lot of strength to contemplate already. But if we develop more than this, then this is the first jhana or absorption. This is where vitaka, vichara, piti, sukha, ekagata, applied thought, sustained thought, rapture, happiness, and one-pointedness, it comes together as one. The mind is still and peaceful. When it is peaceful already, then in some time the mind retreats from this state and it is appropriate to contemplate. When the mind is peaceful already, it is one-pointed and it has retreated from that one-pointedness, then it is appropriate to contemplate. The still mind may still hear sounds, but it is not disturbed by any sounds around oneself. We can contemplate this physical body of ours as impermanent, or all the feelings and thoughts that arise as not self. This is vipassana, insight meditation. So, samatha or concentration meditation and vipassana insight meditation goes together. They aren't divided up. Some people may say, I do samatha, and others say, I have more wisdom. Or I can make the mind peaceful well, but you just have a lot of thoughts. Thinking like this is not right, and it's just views and ego. Some people say they have wisdom, but think a lot, and they think they know everything. But this needs to have samadhi as a foundation. But samadhi, if it is lokya samadhi, a mundane concentration, it stops the kilesas or the mental defilements only temporarily. If samadhi disappears, then the kilesas, the mental defilements, will arise again. So when we have samadhi already, we need to contemplate to have wisdom. Sometimes we will see that we have feelings of liking in physical forms. We like the beautiful and attractive forms. We like tasty foods. We need to meditate a lot to overcome this. Whatever meditation object we use, maybe Buddho or Itipiso or Buddho Bhagawa or Bhagawa Buddho or maybe Arahang Buddho Bhagawa, this is all fine. If the mind is peaceful and the mind has samadhi already, it will control the liking of our own body or other people's bodies. It controls anger, ill will, and doubts. Or we say that the 5 mental hindrances are all gone, and the still mind arises. And this can progress for us to gain wisdom. So the concentration meditation and insight meditation, they go together. They aren't separated. There is also the samadhi that is too much, the overly deep mental absorptions. During the Buddha's time, there were many who practiced this. Even in the present day, there still is. This is referring to the psychic powers such as the divine eye and divine ear, but it is still a concentration of the mundane and worldly type, and so still can degrade. We have to be careful here as well. In the Buddha's time, Devadatta had many psychic powers and had developed the deepest mental absorptions. He could change his form into a young prince with coils of snakes around him and gain the faith of King Ajastru. King Ajastru became deluded that his teacher Devadatta was completely proficient in samadhi. This samadhi can make one deluded. Venerable Ajahn Chah taught to grow in samma sati and samma samadhi, right mindfulness and right concentration, and then for us to contemplate. He didn't want us to be deluded in samadhi. That way is slow, and we can get deluded and lost as well. So all of you from the NDR, the Singapore and Malaysia retreat group, we should recognize the people who have made great sacrifices in the background to help organize and make this retreat possible. It requires the support of people who have self-sacrifice, seeing the benefit of the group and to give up their own personal benefit. They help to organize and manage the retreat, and they invite others to come participate here in the retreat at Wat Marp Jan as well. I anumodana those who have been taking part in helping this retreat, whether last year or this year. This is a great thing that we have sacrificed our personal benefit for the group. We are making our minds follow the Buddha. We aren't just practicing for just one person or for a single person's benefit, but we take other people here as well. We see Mahayana, that is the vehicle that is large. If we practice by ourselves, it would be easy. We pack our bags and just come on our free day or holiday. But here, we practice by inviting others to come as a group. We go as a group, we practice as a group, we come together, and we all have self-sacrifice. This self-sacrifice is a great thing. We, having been born into this world, and we can have happiness and ease, but we come together with self-sacrifice. So I anumodana those who have helped to organize this retreat and that have sacrificed their personal benefit for the group. I anumodana those coming to grow in mindfulness and training in samadhi, contemplating and practicing Dhamma together. May all your efforts have good results. May your mindfulness grow and become perfect. May you have more firmness of samadhi, and may wisdom arise. All of you are already possessed with Sila Dhamma and with discipline and self-sacrifice full in your heart. So I anumodana all of you. May you all prosper in the world and in the Dhamma, in all things and all aspects. May you all grow in blessings.